The morning of the wedding had been unnaturally quiet. The kind of quiet that feels staged, like the air itself is holding a breath for you. I noticed it while the makeup artist dabbed under my eyes and told me not to cry, not because it would ruin the mascara, but because it would make the moment too much. My mother stood near the window, smiling at nothing in particular. She had that smile she used in public, the one that made people think she was generous, calm, reasonable. It was the same smile she wore when decisions were made without me. The car had been parked outside since the night before. A modest but beautiful sedan, gifted by my groom's parents when we got engaged. Not flashy, practical. A way of saying, we see you starting a life. They'd transferred it to my name 2 weeks earlier. I remembered signing the papers, my hand shaking slightly because no one in my family had ever given me something that stayed mine. I was fastening my earrings when my mother said it, lightly, as if she were commenting on the weather. "We're passing the car his parents gave you over to your sister," she said, still smiling. I turned. "What?" My sister laughed from the doorway, already dressed, already relaxed. "Relax, it's just a car." It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was the same tone they'd used my entire life when things were taken and relocated. Scholarships, opportunities, even apologies, always redistributed to whoever needed them more. I felt that familiar internal calculation begin. Don't cause a scene. Don't ruin your own day. Don't embarrass anyone. The rules lived in my body, not my head. "It's already decided," my mother added. "She needs it more. You'll have your husband now." I looked at the floor. The dress felt suddenly heavier. Then my groom walked in. He took in the scene quietly, my posture, the way my sister wouldn't meet my eyes, my mother's practiced calm. He didn't ask what was wrong. He didn't demand explanations. He just listened as my mother repeated herself, this time with an indulgent tone meant for him. He nodded once. Then he said, "Who's handling the legal registry for the ceremony today?" The room shifted. Just slightly. The wedding coordinator, who had been checking a clipboard near the door, looked up. "I am," she said. "Great," he replied, still calm. "Could we confirm something before we proceed?" My mother frowned. "Is this necessary right now?" "Yes," he said. Not louder, just clearer. He turned to the coordinator. "The vehicle gifted to my fiancé. Can ownership be transferred without her consent?" The question hung there, stripped of emotion. The coordinator hesitated, then shook her head. "No. If it's already registered in her name, any transfer would require her signature. Especially after marriage, it becomes even more legally distinct." Silence expanded. Not the awkward kind, the kind that clarifies things. My sister scoffed. "We're family. This isn't a court." The coordinator didn't engage. "I just handle procedures," she said. "And the ceremony paperwork. Would you like me to note anything else before?" My mother's smile thinned. "This is unnecessary," she said softly. But now there was something else in her voice. Uncertainty. My groom didn't look at them. He looked at me. Not asking permission, not demanding courage, just waiting. For the first time that day, I stood up straighter. "No changes," I said. It was barely above a whisper. But it was enough. The coordinator nodded and made a note. The clipboard clicked shut. Authority had entered the room, not with force, but with definition. What had always been flexible in my family suddenly wasn't. The rest of the morning moved forward, but nothing felt quite the same. My mother avoided my eyes. My sister became overly cheerful. The way she did when something hadn't gone her way but she didn't want to admit it. The ceremony itself was beautiful. The vows were simple. Honest. When my groom took my hands, I realized how different this felt from everything I'd known before. No bargaining. No redistribution. Afterward, at the reception, my mother approached me near the cake table. "You didn't have to handle it like that," she said. I met her gaze. "I didn't handle it, I just didn't undo it." She nodded slowly, as if filing the moment away. There was no apology, there never was. But there was a recalibration. The car stayed where it was, so did the tension. Weeks later, my sister stopped bringing it up. My mother never mentioned it again. The silence between us became a new shape. Not warmer, not kinder, but more honest. I learned something that day. Standing in a wedding dress while my family tested an old rule, choosing self-respect doesn't fix relationships. It simply ends the expectation that you will disappear to keep them comfortable. And sometimes, that's enough.